really liked that. And also I really liked sharing the information for the people across the whole globe. So that is my mission, to just continue doing that, nothing else.
The value of the connection with the user, I think, would not be possible if you didn't have your face on the internet.
It's really healthy, if I can say it like that, mentally healthy, when you actually see that kind of praise, when you see that support, when you see that engagement from everyone.
Shout out to today's sponsor, Resolutions Out of Office Assistant for JSM and Jira. With Approvals Delegation, you can ensure that JSM requests are approved even when approvers are out of office. Keep your workflows moving and check out the link in the description down below. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Summer of Atlassian. Today I got Nikola here joining me, and we are going to get to know Nikola a little bit more. I don't know a whole lot about you, other than the fact that, again, you're an Atlassian creator. And so why don't we kick things off by you telling me who you are and how you're involved in the Atlassian ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. My name is Nikola, and I'm actually being a Atlassian engineer for about like 2 years. Before I got started with the administration of Atlassian products, I was like a product manager for around 2 years. So I was really involved into Jira, into Confluence. Then when I started as an Atlassian engineer, it got more into the Jira Service Management. So that is just an intro, a little bit about me.
Awesome. So Atlassian, what made you want to pick Atlassian over anything else?
That's actually an interesting thing, because as a product manager, they were just telling me, "Oh, hey, you're gonna start using Jira, for creating the tickets. You're also gonna be using the Confluence as well with the documentation." And back then, I started to learn. I never seen the tool before. I didn't actually know how it worked. So when I was getting involved into the job, I was also practicing my skills on the go. So it actually went into the parallel. So that is how I actually got involved with the Atlassian. I previously didn't know about it. So yeah, that is how I got involved with the Atlassian products.
And so that's your involvement with Atlassian products. You
Yep.
obviously use it today for work, correct?
Yeah, sure.
So
Yep.
why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do on a day-to-day basis then?
Yeah, of course. So on the day-to-day basis, basically, mostly what I'm doing is actually I'm taking care of the requests that our customers have. Usually, this is around many other things. It could be access to Jira, it could be access to the Confluence, or maybe they have some additional questions that they're asking, like for workflows to be changed. That was something that we did recently, where we actually had one project and we actually needed to accommodate the whole project by changing the workflows, changing the issue types, changing the screens as well. So it really depends on the requests that our customers have, but that is what I'm actually doing. So this is for Jira, for Confluence, and Jira Service Management, because these are the free products that we mainly use.
Awesome. So, okay, so you're using the Atlassian tools professionally, right?
Yes.
Um, how did you stumble upon the content creator program?
Actually, that is pretty interesting, because I stumbled upon this program like last year, I believe, and that was like really by accident. Actually, I believe that there was like a LinkedIn post or something like that, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I can try and sign up for the program so I can actually see how it basically goes. I don't know how many of you guys know, but I'm actually the face behind the Jira Bro YouTube channel that I'm actually having. So yeah, that is me. Hello.
That is you. You're Jira
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, that's
I've always wondered. I've always been curious.
yep, that's me. That's me. I'm the face behind the Jira Bro. So yeah. Anyways, so back then I already had the channel. I was posting videos on basically mainly on Jira, on the Confluence and Jira Service Management as well. But I was starting out, and at the first time I was actually I got rejected, and I got the chance this year, and your buddy Rodney, he actually recommended me to be the Atlassian creator, so kudos to Rodney. And I was like,
Rodney's always on the lookout for good talent.
thanks, man. I appreciate it. So I was like, he was like sending me a DM, and he was like, "Have you checked out the Atlassian program, and why you haven't signed up yet?" And I was like, "Oh, is it there?" And he was like, "Yeah, here's the link." And I applied to there. I went to the form. I filled out the form, and in May, I got the email from the Atlassian saying, "Congratulations, Nikola, you're now part of the Atlassian Creator Program." And I was like, I was so hyped, and I was like, "Yeah, that's it." So yeah, that's how I got into the program.
So what are your goals with Jira Bro then? Like, what is your vision now that you got this Atlassian creator? Because I'm assuming you started Jira Bro way before that, right? So
Yeah.
now that you have this sphere of influence, what are your plans? Did your plans change?
Actually, no. Everything is staying the same. I'm not gearing towards the monetization and things like that, because I just love creating those videos. And I when I first started to make the videos, some of them were good, some of them were not that really good. I was really excited with creating the thumbnails, exploring with Canva, things like that, and I really liked that. And also I really liked sharing the information for the people across the whole globe. So that is my mission, to just continue doing that, nothing else.
So maybe it's my chance to steal from your brain a little bit.
Sure, sure, of course.
As you know, I make YouTube videos as well.
Yeah,
And
of course, I know you from the ape
Ape
tech.
Tech, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
You
so
awesome.
it's not very common that I get to see another YouTuber. So I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that you make some YouTube videos. I make YouTube videos.
Sure,
And
sure, go
maybe
ahead.
the rest of this conversation is about being a
Yeah.
YouTuber.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like consider myself, someone YouTuber kind of a thing, chasing for the silver YouTube button and stuff like that, the awards. I mean, it would be nice. It's nice to have it on my
Like you
wall.
won't turn it down, but
Of course, it's never bad to be like that. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
so what was the first of all, Jura Bro?
Yep.
What was the thought process behind the name? Like, give us
That's
a story.
actually
How
that
did Jura Bro come to be?
that's really funny, because I was getting involved into with Jira stuff. I was really working into it, and I was like, I'm gathering all of this information. Would it be nice to actually have a channel? But I'm like, Jira, and to have nothing by it, I was like,
Just Jura.
what could actually go there? I don't want to be sued by Atlassian for taking their name and just be called Jura. I was like, what else can actually come? And I believe that this guy won't chase me for the copyrights, but there was this guy that made like developer tutorials around on the YouTube as well. I believe that his channel was like Bro Codes or something like that.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, and I was like, and because I was thinking about why not combining Jira with Bro, because I didn't want my channel to be like really that, serious and things like that. I just wanted to be, express myself in the best way possible. And I was like, let's make it as Jira Bro. Okay. And I was thinking like, okay, I got the name, but I don't have the logo. What about having that, the mean thug life kind of a guy with the glasses on? So I was thinking like, let's do it. Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Yeah, yeah. And I just had that blue background. I added some white Jura logo. Of course, it's all owned by the Atlassian. I made it through the Canva. So I just then added those glasses and I was like, yeah, that's it. That's
That's
it.
it. That's perfect. Yeah. I
Yeah.
when I looked at it, because I I should have probably done better research. Have you ever heard of Elon Musk's I'm sure you've heard of Elon, right? Like Tesla, and
Of course,
his
yeah.
presentations are the worst. Like his public speaking skills are like horrendous. Like, have you ever seen one of his presentations?
No, not really.
You
No.
should watch an Elon Musk presentation whenever he's doing something. Like, they're painful to watch.
Right. Yeah.
Elon has like it's just painful is the best way to describe it, right? He's given out a lot of good information,
Yeah.
but he's studying through it. He's stopping to think about his answer a lot for a long time,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
I watched. Yeah.
And people have been like, people have been like, "Hey, Elon, like, why don't you just practice your presentation? Maybe it'll be
Yeah.
better, right?"
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like,
I believe
"Well,
I know why he's behaving like that because his nature is like to be a introvert, more introverted nature. But introverted people can also learn how to present and everything. Not saying that he doesn't know to do it, but it seems like he's getting uncomfortable with those
yeah,
situations a lot. But I think it also depends on in what kind of you know in what kind of society he is part of. Like, for instance, I was watching the Joe Rogan podcast where he was the guest. They were talking for 3 hours, and I
it
made
is
it
deep,
an hour and a half. That was my max. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I cannot really continue. And I actually saw on his podcast. I mean, he did some wacky things, and but the thing is, he was kind of comfortable there. So it really depends who is he with.
right?
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So the story that I was trying to share with you though was when he
Mm.
walks up on that stage to present.
Hmm.
This is the first time that he's thinking about whatever the heck he's gonna do on stage, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like, I'm so busy fixing all the damn problems, I don't got time to practice the rear. Because like when you look at a keynote from like Apple, right? It's so choreographed, right? Even their movements of their hands are
Yeah.
perfectly like choreographed. Somebody's telling them what to do at every millisecond, every frame of that presentation. And Elon doesn't do that. Elon just goes out there and is like, let's talk, right?
Yeah.
Whatever we got
Yeah.
to do. And so this is kind of how I've been doing these interview series. Like, had I done a little bit of research, I would have put two and two together with the Jura Bro. But
It's
here
okay.
we are. Here we
It's
are. Let's keep talking Jura Bro.
yeah. Of course. Sure. Sure.
So, anyways, back to you being the YouTube channel, right? So you've had it for almost a year now, right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be maybe a little bit more than a year. So yeah, it's around like a year. Yeah.
And what has been some of your like biggest challenges? Like, obviously you don't care for the allure of being a silver or all the subscribers, but you got 150 videos out there. Like, something's got to drive you to want to keep making these videos.
Yeah, the thing is that constantly, every day, just ideas pop in my head. I don't know how to actually describe this either, because I'm constantly watching the Atlassian community channels for the products news, just like for Jira, for Confluence, and Jira Service Management. And I see that Atlassian guys have put the tutorials in there, all of the gifts and all of the great things. But I'm like, you know what? I like to talk. I just want to present this to the people worldwide on the way how I can actually present it. and it just keeps me motivated. And when I see some of the comments like this helped, someone commenting, this helped me a lot, thank you for your content, this really helped, that is another thing that keeps me going, that keeps that fire burning. That is something that just keeps me motivated. So yeah, ideas and the motivation.
Why not show your face?
That's actually pretty good question. Honestly, I don't know, because I was thinking like, okay, Jira bro, but it was like showing my face. I don't know. Maybe not feeling really comfortable with it. I was like, I'm here to share. I'm here to share the knowledge and think like that. I believe that people don't really care if someone is going to share their face or not. I mean, it's better. It looks better. It looks more professional. It looks more aesthetic. I do understand, but I also believe that when someone is listening to someone that has to say, and someone that has to say something that is, valuable, I'm like, maybe not show my face, but sometimes I'm saying, on my LinkedIn post where I posted a picture of myself and the swag that I got from the Atlassian guys or the creators program. I was like telling, this is the face that is behind the Jira bro. And sometimes people ask me, are you Jira bro? Are you Jira bro? I'm saying like, yes. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, because again, even if I feel like had I even done my research, I wouldn't have been able to put 2 and 2 together because I wouldn't have seen you in your videos.
Yeah, I understand. But that was also like part of that, let's say, Jira bro persona, like the anonymous guy sharing the knowledge for others to see. It's not like I'm hiding from someone. It's part of the gimmick. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's an interesting thing, right? Because like I'll give you my perspective on the videos or why I have my face on my videos, right?
Yeah.
And one, if I didn't have my face on the videos, I think I would make probably 10 times more content.
Mm, yeah.
And I say that because 99% of the time I struggle with hitting the dumb record button because I don't feel like I'm camera ready.
Right.
Right? Like the hair's all messed up, like the shirts are all ripped, right? I gotta go like I gotta go get shirts from the merch closet, and it's like a whole thing just to get even in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And I feel like had if that wasn't a thing, right? Like if I didn't have to worry about how I look, what I'm wearing,
Hmm.
then I can just hit record and just jam these out, right? Because it's just recording. Like I'm in Jira all day,
Yep.
right?
Basically,
But
that's what I'm doing.
but the value of the connection with the user, I think, would not be possible if you didn't have your face on the internet.
Right. No, makes a fair point.
And for better or for worse, I mean, it is a struggle to put your face on the internet, right? But you're a good looking guy. You're good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
If I were you and you want, if I would put your face on the internet.
Nice. Maybe next time you're gonna have access to my laptop, not me knowing, turning on the camera, not seeing the light, and then maybe when I'm posting the video, suddenly my face would pop up. Who knows?
Do you do any live streams on your channel?
I did. I think I did two, where basically, yeah, I did two of the live streams.
And what did you
But
think of them?
sometimes, yeah, sometimes uh, I don't have like, honestly, sometimes I don't have like those topics that I can actually talk about, not enough topics for the live stream, because I saw you guys, for example, the Jira Life, I believe.
Mhm.
Your Jira
Representing it
Life.
right here.
Yeah, nice man. That's a great shirt. Yeah, what I saw that basically you guys, it's like minimum almost like an hour of a live stream, which is actually pretty good. And I believe that sometimes it can be really exhausting for you guys. I know it's you, Rodney, and
And Bob,
Robert, right?
yeah.
Okay, as a team, yeah. And I can understand that sometimes even an hour, that can be exhausting. Plus having a full time job and having a family as well. Those things take time, and to be able to stream for an hour or as a minimum. So this is a
As a
minimum.
man.
Minimum. Imagine streaming for 3 hours.
Well, I don't know if you know, but we did it for 24 hours once.
I saw that. I saw that. I got tired. I was sensing that. Oh my God, Alex must be tired, and all of the guys were like, and I appreciate the amount of dedication that you're putting into that. That only shows that you guys love doing what you're actually doing.
Yeah. Believe it or not, the live stream aspect of it takes off a tremendous amount of pressure because today is a holiday in the United States.
Mm,
Today
yeah,
is also Thursday. It's a Jira Life Day, right?
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
we're not doing it live today
yeah.
because schedule like I'm gonna be barbecuing with the family and everybody's kind of doing their own thing,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
And so we decided like, hey, let's do a little bit different. Let's do a montage type of episode where we're
Mm,
just gonna do the highlights from the first half of the year,
yeah.
right? It has taken us 10 times more effort to coordinate and record and edit and piece together this 1 hour video than us just getting on there and just talking, right? Like, because we'll do a little bit of homework, right? We go in, we have some news, but really having the guests, that has changed everything because it kind of puts the onus on the guest to kind of come up with the agenda, right? Because we're talking about them, or we're talking to them, or we're talking with them, and we'll have some topics, right? But they're just nouns, and the conversation just naturally flows, right? But again, the overhead that we have to put into it is so minimal, and I'm appreciating it now more today that we're doing this recording than it is to do the live stream.
Yeah, yeah, totally understood. Totally understood. And plus, on the chat, you need to monitor the chat as well, and if there are actually any questions that are actually coming in. So it takes effort. It takes effort.
Yeah.
So
Let's talk about video length. So your average length of your videos, what you're at, like 10, under 10 minutes?
it really depends on the video itself. Some of them were like almost like a half an hour or something like that. Especially that let's say Jira Administrator for full course, that one was like around half an hour. And I
How
know
do you
that
teach Jira admin as a full course in 30 minutes?
I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking. I was thinking like could this be less or something like that?
Less? You want to do less?
Like no, it cannot be less because there are a lot of stuff to talk about. So yeah, I was even pretty surprised that those things that I have said were only like half an hour. And I'm thinking like, that's actually interesting. But recently, some of the videos are like 5 to 6 minutes. Some of the
Do you
videos.
see better performance in the 5 to 6 versus the 30-minute?
It also depends on a topic, that I cover. So what I have realized that people are more interested in watching new features that are coming for Jira, Confluence, or Jira Service Management. So they want to see what is actually going on in the Atlassian world. Some prefer in a text format, some prefer it in a video. They're gonna say, I'm gonna go with 5 to 10 minutes. It really depends from person to person on how their attention span is. It really depends on that. But I'm like, I see that people are more interested in new features, like, for example, the new dashboards that are coming, like, for example, the graphs that really remind of the Excel type of things, where you have the graphs, where you have the other pie charts and things like that. I've noticed that a lot of people were interested in that. So I'm doing that as well, but if there is also an idea for the tutorial as well, I get that in. So it really depends. It really varies.
Really, yeah. And my story is kind of very consistent, right? Like I'll do. I don't know that video length matters as much as that title, right? That keywords or whatever you have in your title and your thumbnail.
Yeah.
Because I'll have like a banger of a video that does really, really well, but it's just the right topic,
Yep.
right? And then I'll do a video that I'm very, very proud of. That it's like I did one. I did one like 2 years ago, or maybe a year ago, of like how to avoid scope creep,
Mm-hmm.
right? And to me, scope creep is so important, right? Like as a
Yes.
scrum master, right, as a project manager, like scope creep is just something that you struggle with daily. So
Mhm.
I poured my heart out into that video.
Yep.
200 views, nothing, right? And I'm like, why? Like, just nobody cares then about scope creep. And so it's always such a. I feel like making a video on YouTube is such a black hole, right? It's a hit or miss. I can't even 2 years later reliably tell you this video is going to do well or this video is not going to do well.
Yeah.
It's
I
it's
mean,
weird.
it really depends. I mean, some people have jobs basically that they're actually working on this, either search engine optimization, keywords, things like that. That also plays a role. What kind of hashtags are you using? Are you using the popular ones, not popular ones? You're targeting the right audience. What is your niche? And a lot of those things play a certain role. So
But
yeah.
but even then though, because I do all the studying, like I
Mm,
feel like one of the major things that I want to do in my life right now is make more YouTube channels. Because I love Atlassian,
yep.
but I feel like everything I'm trying, like my strategies, my techniques for making the videos,
Hmm.
based on my research, they should be doing really well,
Hmm.
but they're not. And I kind of feel like, well, are just not that many people looking up how to use Jira? Because it's possible, right? And so I'm thinking like, what would happen then if I went a little bit more mainstream? Like, what if it wasn't Jira videos?
Right. Yeah. Well, if you were more mainstream, posted some cat videos or maybe some.
I think I would still stay within like productivity and
Right.
teamwork and stuff of that nature. I don't think
Right.
I would be like, oh, let's just turn ATech into a cat channel.
That would be nice.
Cats using Jura. I had a
Yeah.
my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, they went to a wedding like a month ago, and they're like, "Hey, can you take care of our dog?" I'm not an animal person in any way, shape, or form. I grew up with the goldfish, and that's about my tolerance for pets.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just can't. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I have 2 kids. That
Oh,
to me
nice.
is a responsibility, and
Yeah.
adding a four-legged creature that just does its business however it wants, wherever it wants, whenever
Yeah.
it wants, and
Yeah.
not trainable to a toilet is like very stressful for me.
Oh, okay. Okay. I believe that I can get you now.
Yeah, no, I just the kids you slap a diaper on a baby and you're good to go. You're really not limited to where you can take a baby, but with a dog or a cat or whatever, like
Yeah.
you're a whole lot more limited, right? I can't even go to
Yeah.
Costco. But anyway, so I had to take care of well my wife really because I'm
Mm,
useless in this department, right?
right.
And but this dog, guess what's the right word? He's not camera shy. He likes being in front of a camera. And so my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, they'll always take like crazy, dumb, weird, interesting pictures of the dog. And so I was like, well, how cool would it be if I had the dog using Jira?
Oh, that would be
And
pretty
so I was like, I planned out this whole like hey, I'm gonna get him pause on the keyboard, and I'm gonna have Jira up and pause on the mouse, and like I
yeah.
was totally gonna turn him into like a Jira admin for like a day,
Yeah,
but I couldn't get myself to hold them.
how would you call him, by the way, or
What do you mean?
she?
The
A dog, you know,
the
if you
dog?
have
I
Jira.
don't know. He's very like my sister-in-law. Like they'll set him, they'll pose him, and he'll stay in the pose. So he's very receptive to like holding and staying put for
Mhm.
the picture. So so he's like in magazines that sell dog products. So because we live in LA, so there's like a lot of all that stuff out here. And
Mhm.
so my sister-in-law will take him to like photo shoots where like if somebody's got like a new dog bed or a new dog product, like he'll be in the pictures. So he's trained for that. So I was like, pretty sure I can just get him to like sit there and like put his paws on the keyboard and do the Jira thing. But maybe next time.
Oh
Now
wow,
that I'm
that's
thinking about it,
a good idea.
I might be able to do like the cat video, but instead with the dog video with Jira.
Yeah,
Make my own memes here with Jira. And,
memes. Yeah,
and so let's talk about that creative process a little bit more, right?
yeah.
What does your creative process look like today, right? Like, how do you determine what's a video, what's a LinkedIn post? W- Do you always just make videos? Do you ever make shorts? Do you ever want to do something different? Like, what does your process look like?
Well, basically, I made like two shorts, and that's it. I mean, I like to talk a lot. So for to be, for me to be like limited to have my video
60
less than
seconds?
60 seconds, and I'm like, what can I say in 60 seconds? It
Not a
takes a
whole lot.
things for me just to say in 30 seconds. So
Yeah, just
yeah,
to say, hey, welcome to the channel. This is all about this Jira, bro. There goes 15. There goes
let's get
15
to the
seconds.
point, stuff like that. And I look over and it's like, oh man, it's already been a minute. And I'm like, okay, this doesn't really work. But to actually answer your question, I look a lot to a lot of, first of all, when it comes to the news articles, new features, especially the new features, through the Atlassian community and through the developer community as well, because this is something that I really didn't know that there are actually some, let's say, unofficial news about new features, if I can call it like that, like Atlassian RFC or something like that. Basically, that they're like posts. I didn't even know that the whole Jira UI will be changed in the future, and I was like, oh God. And
You got to
and
redo all your videos, huh?
I started to look through this article where basically it's said, how is it going to look like? And I was like, imagine you open your Jira and you just see everything has changed. And you're just like, what the hell happened? So, and I was like, okay, this is getting changed. Some other things that are going to go updated and things like that. And I was thinking, like, well, why is this not being added to the Atlassian cloud roadmap? Because I'm looking at to that as well. Also, I subscribe to a lot of blogs where there's some changes that were, either for the new feature or things like that. I have all those things, and then this huge update comes, which is a big thing about the UI, and I'm thinking like, why is this not part of the Atlassian cloud roadmap? So I'm thinking about that, and I'm kind of confused. Don't know. Do you know, Alex? Maybe.
So why it's not part of the roadmap, I wouldn't know, but I would
Yeah.
suspect I would suspect that maybe because of the fact that it was one of the key. Well, actually, I wouldn't say this. I would say that I would say it's a miss on Atlassian's behalf because
Mm.
during the keynote during Team 24, they showed the images, but I don't think they ever publicly acknowledged that they were going to change the whole damn UI. Because
Mhm.
my heart sank the moment I saw that screenshot on on the teleprompter there because
Yeah.
I was like, man, 500, 600 videos I got to redo now. Right?
Yeah.
And that was my second reaction on top of like, oh crap, Jira software is now Jira. But other than that, but yeah, no, it's an interesting thing that Atlassian is weird. I'll tell you this much, right? And this is what I mean, right? Some things get information like a keynote, right? Where they're like, hey, we're merging Jira software, Jira work management. It's now Jira. Other things you have to like read between the lines because if you were looking at the screenshots, you'd be like, wait, that doesn't look like Jira, right? It was different.
Yep.
Other things are on the public roadmap. Awesome.
Yes.
Other things are on the release notes. I don't know if you do release notes, right? But if in Jira Cloud and Confluence,
Yeah.
you can put yourself on a release track.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of getting the features daily,
Yep.
you get them like every month or something like that, right? Whatever you set up, right?
Yeah.
But when you do that, you get an email saying like, hey, here's a summary of the changes, right? In a similar light, every once in a while, I think it's almost monthly now, Atlassian will send out a monthly email saying like, here's what's new.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I appreciate all those avenues, but the ones I don't appreciate are the ones where they just make the damn change and don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
That has happened more times than I care to count. The
Mm.
most recent one I think was in March of this year. In the gear, when you click in Jira Cloud, when you click on the gear to go to user management, they moved it. They moved the position.
Yes.
And I'm like, guys, you can't just change the freaking button and not tell anybody. I have muscle memory. I click on that button like 10,000 times. How do you
Yeah.
move it?
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly that thing. But now for this UI change, I'm like, some people don't know about this. They're going to be really confused what is going on. So yeah.
Yeah. There's just so many different places to get all the information, right? And
Yeah.
then I didn't even mention the community.atlassian.com where members from Atlassian, the Atlassian employees, they put out blog posts of like, hey, here's what we're working on next. Like, did you know that in the cloud you can now do priority schemes?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's not something that they've advertised yet, right? So that's something you would have had to like be on the EAP program. You would have had to catch the article when they went public on the community saying like, hey, we're introducing priority schemes. Sign up if you want them, right? But a lot of people just woke up when they have a priority scheme and they're like, what is this? How do we use this? Why do
Yeah.
we use this?
Yeah, and somewhere like if you were on the server, you had the priority schemes there, but on cloud it was gone, but it's now back, and
Right,
they're like, okay, how, when?
right. And I think for us, we're so connected to the Atlassian ecosystem that we get surprised. Imagine just a regular user.
Oh yeah, that's a pain. I know that some of our users were confused when they actually transferred to the cloud because we were doing this huge migration from server to cloud. Migrations are never fun, of course, and some when they saw the cloud, they were actually being confused. Like, why am I seeing only the issues that were assigned to some different guy? You know, and there needs to be explanation. You need to click that avatar again so you can see all of the issues on the board and things like that. So a lot of a lot of changes there. A lot
Right.
of changes.
But I guess maybe let's pivot the conversation to what's our responsibility as content creators to help the general public? Do you see us having a responsibility?
Uh, I believe that that's more. I know that Atlassian is like updating us with the issues and everything, but I believe that there's some other things like raising more awareness about either the new updates, the new changes, and everything. Especially gathering that information from a lot of those sites into one single, let's call it virtual knowledge base In my case, that would be YouTube, my YouTube channel, where I post
Yeah.
daily updates and things like that. So that could be really helpful
But
for users.
but how do you market that? Because very recently on the Jura Life, we started doing something we call news break, which
Yeah.
is essentially for that week
hmm
we publish the news.
Mm.
And Monday Coffee, I don't did you ever get a chance to watch Monday Coffee?
I believe
With
it was once.
yeah.
Monday Coffee, is it from Appfire?
Yeah, well, yeah, so Nikki and Biro, Jexo, but then I got acquired by Appfire, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
but even they struggled, right? Because they had a weekly consistent show, but it's not optimized for YouTube algorithms,
Mm, yeah,
right? Because if you and I create a video on like how to share a filter in Jira,
yeah.
that is a queryable, searchable video, right? But
It is.
nobody's searching what they don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense as well.
So so that's
I-
the stuff that keeps me up at night. Like, how in the world do I then let how do I feed the algorithm, but then also again, I'm teaching people something that they don't know. They don't know to search.
Yeah, yeah. Totally get what you're actually trying to say here. And what I saw from the most of the channels that are based on the Atlassian stuff, I believe that they deserve a lot more attention that they're actually having right now, because we're teaching valuable stuff here. And I believe that most of us are actually using the Atlassian products every day on the job. Jira, Confluence, Jira Service Management. I believe that I'm not going to say is the part of the routine, but that is something that people are actually using either for project management, the developers that are actually using that as well. Maybe they're having some alternatives, using alternative software, but what I know is the Atlassian is the leader when it comes to the project management software.
Right.
So yeah, and feeding the YouTube algorithm, that's not something easy to do. That I mean, even you did some of the research, but then again, there were no like actual results in there. So I don't know. Maybe YouTube doesn't like Jira or Atlassian. I don't know.
It is highly probable because well, so I spent a lot of my time researching and analyzing YouTube, right? Like
Yeah.
virality and what makes videos pop, what makes a good video, what makes a good thumbnail, what makes a good title, what like all of that. I spend an unhealthy amount of time researching and analyzing, right? And
Yeah.
when you look at my channel and I look at my competitors, you being one of them, right? I don't have a lot of competitors that are above me right now, right? There's only a couple of channels. Moxie, I don't know if have you seen Moxie?
Mm,
Moxie,
not
Portuguese.
sure. Not sure.
So there's a Portuguese guy,
Uh-huh.
Lamec.
Okay.
He's got like 31,000.
Oh, nice.
Moxie Jura is what I look him up. He's got 30,800, right? But his channel is all Portuguese, only exclusively Portuguese.
Mm.
So then my thought is, how in the world does this guy have 31,000 subscribers on a Portuguese driven Jura channel? Because talk about a niche within a niche.
Yeah.
So my only assumption is he's got every Brazilian and every Portuguese on earth that is interested in Jira subscribe to his channel.
Right. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe because we're talking on English and it's a common language being used on the YouTube. Maybe that's why they're not placing it on. They're not driving a lot of traffic to the channel. Not sure, but I think that those foreign channels that are using different languages are better than the ones on English. Not
Well,
sure.
so that takes me to something I've been wanting to do, right? Because again, I have a huge backlog of videos, but Spanish is my native language.
Oh, nice.
And so I've been struggling for like the last 2 years to want to make the videos in Spanish.
Oh, Spanish. I tried to learn it.
You
I,
tried? How did it
yeah,
go?
I don't know. My attention span is ridiculous.
Like ridiculously good or ridiculously bad?
Ridiculously bad, Alex.
So you're
Uh,
worse than me then.
I don't know what to say. It's like I have Duolingo installed on my phone. I first started, I don't know, it was Spanish. Then it went to French. Then it went to German. Now, if someone asks me why you're doing it, why you're not sticking to one language, I'm like, this sounds more better than this one, and it's much more easier than this one. And it's like I don't know.
What's your native language?
My native language is Serbian.
Serbian. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
and you have to give me a geology lesson. Where in the world is Serbia at?
it's in the Eastern Europe, so it's part of the Balkans. So basically, maybe you can actually type it in the Google. Google is our friend. He will always help us. So it's, yeah, Eastern Europe, Balkans. So we have around us Montenegro, Slovenia.
Serbia, I found it. Okay, next to Bulgaria, Romania.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
That's it.
I was just before our call,
Hmm.
I was in she left in Bulgaria.
Oh,
She
nice.
she was in Ukraine and she moved to Bulgaria, I think,
Hmm.
where she was at.
Oh, awesome. I was in
And
Bulgaria once, actually.
and earlier this week, I was in Slovakia.
Oh, nice.
And this is
Slovakia.
this is the part that I love about the Atlassian ecosystem is that I get exposed to so many different cultures, so many
Mm,
different. We still all share English as a common language,
yeah.
but the way people think, like today's a holiday in the US, nobody's
Mm,
working. I put all my European people on schedule today.
yeah.
But it's just interesting to learn different perspectives and just
Yeah.
my biggest learning from doing this whole interview series has been as diverse and as big as the world is.
Hmm.
And I don't want this to sound cliche, but it might sound a little cliche. Atlassian does bring us together. We have a commonality together. And I find that even though you're thousands and thousands of miles away in a culture that is drastically different than my culture,
Yeah.
we can still come together and talk about being a bro of Jira, right?
I like that.
And
Awesome.
I think that's the power of the power of not just the Atlassian ecosystem, right? But just the power of a community,
Exactly.
right? So what are your thoughts then? I think that we'll start ending it with this one, right? So on your YouTube channel, or just maybe YouTube or not YouTube related, right? But what are your ambitions, if you have any, for building a community with Jira, bro?
Um, Basically, just like the thing that you already have said is, bringing bringing everyone into, one place, if I can say it like that. Now, I don't know how much of an influence my channel can actually have, but in Serbia, recently we also had this Atlassian community event where a lot of us people from the Atlassian have gathered around. There were also people from the Atlassian that came, and they actually have some presentations. Now, I know I just got off the topic, but the
Uh,
thing is,
this is your show. This is your topic is the topic.
sometimes I do this really often, and people are like, just go back to the main topic, man. Just don't do it. And to build in the community, just posting videos. I believe that consistency, posting at least every day on the YouTube, you will actually see some of the changes. Every beginning is always hard. First, you start with 0 subscribers, then when you start producing every day and when you start sharing, because I needed to build, audience, and I was thinking like, how can I build audience? And I found some Facebook groups. I posted a lot of stuff in there. I believe that I'm part like almost to 6 or 7 Facebook groups where I post my videos, and they're like there are different people in there. Some are real professionals, some are beginners, but they just stumble upon it, they click on it, who likes it, they subscribe to the channel, and basically I'm doing that every day. And now on the LinkedIn post as an Atlassian creator, I do it even more. I just remember because on the Slack channel for the creators, we have this channel where we are asked to post weekly about our videos for the creators. And I remember last week I posted 10 links of different videos in a row. And somebody was commenting like, wow, you're super productive. I didn't actually expect this. And I felt like I was spamming people there. And I was like, people have some things to do. And I was like, I posted one video, then I posted another video, then another, then another, then another. Like DJ Khaled says, another one or something like that. I don't know. It's the impression good, but that's what I did, and that's my mission, to just keep going, keep posting videos, experiment a bit with thumbnails as well, because some thumbnails were good, some thumbnails were horrible. So yeah, that as well.
Nice. Yeah, the content creators channel, right? It's a unique place because
Yes.
talk about a niche of a niche of a niche again, right? Like we
Yeah.
are a group of individuals that create content, but it's a community in itself, right?
Mhm.
And we're really there. I don't know if you've met Dr. Valerie Colin yet.
No, no, I haven't. I
She's
saw that she's very active and
right.
she's commenting a lot.
Yeah.
And but I haven't. No,
Yeah.
no.
So I just met her a couple weeks ago through this
Nice.
interview series that I'm doing. And that's kind of my question to her too. I was like, what's the end game, right? Because this is, I don't want to say abnormal, right? But you really gotta love this stuff to be as active as she is with
Yeah.
supporting and being a cheerleader for everybody, right? And I think one of the things I would love to see in this content creator space is that we're all cheerleaders for each other, right? That we
Exactly.
help each other, that we promote each other, because we shouldn't see it as spamming as much as like we should help each other, raise each other, right? And so, anyways, that's the community. That's the content creators community.
Yeah, yeah, and like you said, it's really supportive. I don't know who actually posted like they were concerned, how to get their posts, more, get the attention from the Atlassian, to get the Atlassian to comment on their videos, and I saw a lot of people were supportive about that, which is actually pretty great. Even if we don't know each other, even if we actually see the picture on the Slack from someone and basically that's it, didn't even saw them on the video or something like that, that's basically it. And it's really healthy, if I can say it like that, mentally healthy, when you actually see that kind of praise, when you see that support, when you see that engagement from everyone. That's just something that is pretty great.
Yeah. Well, very well said. And I think we're right at the end of our time here. So,
Mhm.
Nicola, great to meet you. Great to put a face behind the Jura bro.
That's
I'm
me.
I'm glad we had this conversation. You might want to tell a couple of other people just as a recommendation, because I would
Right.
never in a million years have guessed it that I was in the presence of the Jura bro. And maybe that's what you want. Maybe that's not what you want. But I'm glad that I got to meet the Jura bro.
Yeah, I'm glad to meet the ape tech.
Yeah, your lights are turning off there, so that means you got
Or,
to be moving around. So
oh,
appreciate you taking the time here, and looking forward to continued relationship and continued collaborations with
sure,
you.
sure, of course. Thank you, Alex, for having me. I really appreciated our talk, and I look forward to more of these talks.
Awesome.
Thank you.
What happens to your issues when you are away? Well, don't tell me. Just set it up in Out of Office Assistant, today's sponsor for this video.